All right, Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Chakodash. Peace and double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS that give us his truth and all his purity, and salutations to all your Akim preaching this word throughout the four corners of the earth, in sincerity and the truth. I'm the brother Yahweh, and the topic of this lesson, as you can see, we'll be going into, the MOTB and Esau's God complex. And I have this article here, and the title reads, World Economic Forum to implant prisoners with brain chips to erase consciousness and induce compliance. So this is the end goal. It's compliance, to get you to bow to this New World Order agenda, to bow to the image of the beast. That's the end goal. And the way they're going to make you bow is by putting these implants up in you, So we see where this is going. The apostles, they've been talking about it for years, man. How eventually they're going to try to chip the population. And here we go. You have Elon Musk going on about the whole Neuralink thing. You got other companies that's trying to rival him, competing with him, with their different chips, They're helping, so-called helping disabled people that can't see. They get an implant and they're able to see, things through a camera. People that can't hear, cannot hear. People that can't walk can now walk. And the scriptures talk about that, how the beast would be doing miracles, So this is all part of Esau's God complex, because he's the man of sin. Now it says a team of World Economic Forum scientists with governments around the world to begin implanting new microchips into the brains of prisoners, which they say will erase their consciousness and replace it with a new compliant personality. So, they can start doing that, in the concentration camps where, they take people there that's non-compliant, because that's what's going to be happening. The people that don't agree with what they're doing, they're going to be ostracized from society, and you're going to get locked up, and they're going to send you to so-called re-education camps, to fix your mind, because clearly you're mentally ill. Something is wrong with you. So, once they put that thing up in you, it's pretty much going to, wipe your hard drive, clean you out. Now you fresh. You're a brand new person, ready to work, ready to comply. This is according to a disturbing report from the Daily Mail. A new AI system called Cognify would allow governments to implant synthetic memories into people's brains in order to punish them for breaking the law. So they show you that in different movies and shows as well. Like the show Altered Carbon. They show you that this dude, he used to be Asian, I think. And basically, he went against the government. He wasn't complying. They came up against him, pretty much locked him up for 200 years. Took his, his personality, his soul, his spirit, put it on a chip, and then put him in a new body where, he was serving them, doing their bidding. You see? So this is their agenda, man. Esau really thinks he's the Most High. Matter of fact, he thinks he's above the Most High. Let's get a couple of scriptures. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that men of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Yeah, so the day of the Lord is not going to come except there come a falling away first. And the falling away came through what? Through captivity of the Israelites. We fell away from our heritage. Jeremiah, 17:4? Thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. So this had to happen. And that only happened to us, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We're the only people on the planet Earth that don't know who we are, that don't know who we were prior to being conquered. The East Indians, they got conquered by the British. They still know who they are. They still have history that spent thousands of years. The Chinese, they got conquered, you know, and they still have their history for thousands of years, you know, the Arabs and so on and so forth. But when it comes to the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we don't know who we were past, you know, prior to 500 years ago, man. We don't know what language we were speaking. We don't know what customs our ancestors kept, you know. But these other nations do, which shows that we're the Israelites. So it says, and that men of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Yeah, so that men of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. The men of sin is Esau, Edom, the so-called white race. The son of perdition, the son of destruction. They're the only people that the Most High said he's going to wipe out. Real quick, we can get Romans chapter 9, verse... This is Romans chapter 9, and this scripture right here is going in on Esau, Edom, because it compares Jacob and Esau, how Jacob is loved and Esau is hated, you know, basically quoting the book of Malachi. And, you know, it goes in into how, you know, the Most High is not unrighteous for hating the Edomites, the white race. And pretty much, you know, saying that the Most High could do whatever he want to do because he's the Most High, you know. So this is Romans 9, verse, I'm going to start at, matter of fact, verse 21. Have not the power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? Yeah, so the potter, you know, that you know, deals with clay, they could make a vessel, you know, to, you know, drink water, a vessel to eat. And they could also make a vessel for, you know, you to shit in, you know, or just, you know, just a furniture that, you know, you just keep things in, you know. So the Most High, he could do the same thing. Make one vessel unto honor, which are the Israelites, and one unto dishonor, which are the Edomites. It says, what if God, Slakia, what if God, willing to shew his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction? Yeah, so the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. Who's that talking about? The Edomites. It says, the Most High willing to make his power known, Slakia. What if the Most High, willing to shew his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? Yeah, so the Most High has let Esau have his way for really eons, going all the way back to the garden, you know. And then, you know, the Cainites, the children of Cain, which were the Edomites back then, and the reincarnation, you know, they overtook the world. It tells you that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 10th chapter, that pretty much that the Most High drowned the earth because of Cain, you know, and his descendants. So it's the same thing that's about to happen now. Because what did they do back then? Sowed wickedness, man. You know, raped, robbed, murdered. Same thing that they've done, you know, for centuries, man. They've had the kingdom of the Greeks, the kingdom of the Romans, and now America, you know. And they've never changed. So the Most High has been long suffering, man. So he's fair. So the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. So that's the son of perdition, Esau, Edom. Going back to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4, it says, verse 3 again, it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that men of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God. Yeah, so he has a God complex, you know, above all that is called God, above all that is called power. You know, he thinks he's all powerful, like the Most High is, or better than the Most High. You know, he could read your thoughts with his technology. He could predict your behavior. He could see you through walls. He could see you through his satellites and pinpoint your exact location. You know, he could, decide whether you live or die. That's the power that, this man has, man. You see, it says, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God." Yeah, so Esau is showing himself as a God, and he started that with Christianity, his white supremacy, that he used, with the Cesare Borgia picture, the famous picture of Jesus. That's how he was able to fool the world into thinking that he's superior and that he's on a God level because, God looks like him, so it was a psyop, you see? So he's showing himself that he is God. He has the God complex. The World Economic Forum, these things that they're doing is him showcasing his God complex. So now let's go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 2. It says, "Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus." Now, this is another code word for Esau, Edom, the Edomites, really the elites. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashar power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God." See, that backs up 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, where it says he sit in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. So that's Esau, Edom. "I sit in the seat of the Most High in the midst of the seas." The seas is the people, the nations, as it states in Revelation, the 17th chapter. The waters are the nations and peoples and kindreds. So Esau's seat is in the midst of the seas. He's ruling over all the heathens. He has power, over all the other nations. That's how when they have those UN meetings where, they could condemn certain acts. I said they'll condemn Israel for bombing Palestine and Gaza and stuff. You would have over 100 countries that'll vote to condemn Israel and for a ceasefire, and then you have 1 or 2 U.S. representatives veto that decision. Like, nah, it's gonna keep going, and their vote alone with one individual will trump all the other nations. You see? So it says, "Yet thou art a man, and no God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God." So you're still a man. You earth and ashes. The scriptures say, "Why is earth and ashes proud?" Like you, Esau, you can't make shit move. You can't dictate the seasons. You can't dictate the path of the sun. You can't change the fucking weather. I mean, hey, I'll take that back. They got heart now, so that's another thing that give them that God complex, man. This nigga go fucking cause storms and earthquakes and change the whole weather, man. That's why he's so proud. You can't change the seasons though. You can't create seeds. You can't create a human being, even though you're trying right now in the labs. But everything that you do is basically using what the Most High already made. You can't create nothing original, man. You were man, but no God. It says, verse 3, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee." And with the industrial evolution coming into fruition due to slavery, they were able to have so much money, so much wealth coming in that they were able to fund different researches and have different advancements. And it's because of us, because of the children of Israel. You see, the Egyptians, they had wise men. They had their magi's, So Esau has his too. So he's wiser than Daniel. And what was Daniel known for? For interpreting dreams. And now they have technology that can actually read your dreams. As you're dreaming, they could put a fucking computer that could read your brain signals and show an image of exactly what you're reading. I mean, what you're dreaming. You could think of something and they'll have your brain signals project and show exactly what you're thinking of, and it'll be 100% accurate, man. So they're wiser than Daniel. It says, with thy wisdom and with thine understanding hast thou gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. Yes, so your wisdom and understanding made you famous. The nations, they look up to you. They give you their money. You see? It says, by thy great wisdom and thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Yes, so by your great wisdom and by traffic, you increase your riches. Trade is how you became wealthy. Import. All the nations come here to sell their stuff. You see? It says, by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. Behold, therefore, I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall divide our brightness. Yeah, so that's going into what? World War III. All these other nations, they're going to click up to take America out. Babylon the Great. You see? It says, they shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Yeah, so they're going to bring you over there. They're going to draw you out, to World War III, and they're going to destroy you, man. You see? It says, and wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am a God, but thou shalt be a man, and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee. Yeah, so you're going to know that you really don't have as much power as you think you do. You don't have godly power, nigga. You still a man. You see? So that's it on that. Now let's get Isaiah chapter 14. Matter of fact, I'm going to read, I'm going to jump. So I'm going to read Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4. It says, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. The king of Babylon, once again, is another code word for Esau, Edom, the so-called white race. And say, how have the oppressors ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Yeah, because once the Lord returns, when he sends his son, your staff is broken. Your staff represents your power, your rulership, the control, the dominance that you have over the planet Earth. The Lord is going to break that. It says, he who smote the people in wrath for the continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. Yeah, so once you go down, you're going to be persecuted by the Israelites and all of creation, the other nations. The trees is going to fucking put you in the headlock, throw out a vine, choke you out real quick. Every time the animals see you, they're going to have fucking behaviors. Gorilla just start stumping you out. Horses just start galloping on your dumb ass. Insects just are swarming you. It's going to get bad for you in the kingdom of heaven, man. So I'm going to jump down to verse 12. It says, how would thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How would thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? And this is to show you that this is speaking about, a man, because when you read earlier, it's going into what? The king of Babylon. So Lucifer means what? Light bearer. They hold a light. They know who they are. They know who we are. And I'm talking about the elite, the Illuminati. That's why they call themselves that, the enlightened ones. It says, son of the morning, how thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations. Yeah, so how you weaken the nations is what? Through your economy. Your, what they call it? Economic hitman that goes to these other nations and present them with an offer. And if they don't want to take it, you wage war against them. You use your media to demonize them. This is what is going into. It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. And this is exactly what you did. You said that in your heart, and you trying to push it further. You already got satellite space station out there, but you really trying to get hotels and, have a plush life up there. Go to Mars, establish colonies and shit. It says, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. The stars of the Most High are the Israelites. And to prove that, when you go into the story of Joseph in Egypt, Joseph said that he saw, I believe, 12 or 11 more stars. You know, he saw the sun and the moon, and they all made obeisance unto him. You see? So it says, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. So that's going into Israel. The mount of the congregation, when you read the scriptures, is always going into Israel. It says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. So there you go. He has that God complex. He thinks that he is the Most High. He thinks that he's better than the Most High. You see? And this is Revelation chapter 13. And I'm going to start at 4. It says, and they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. The dragon is going into what? NATO. You see? It says, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? So the other nations, they see the power that Esau holds, and they're like, yo, hold on, like, buddy is God. You know? They look at him like he's on top. You see? And at one point, they was saying, yo, man, ain't nobody could fucking take him down, you know? But now all the nations, they all clicking up. They all got better technology. They all got missiles now, you know? So Esau doesn't have as much, you know, strength that he, you know, as he used to have. It says, I'm going to jump down. I'm not trying to take too much time. It says, yep, this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 13. It says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Yeah, so, you know, he make fire come down from heaven, and they did that with Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's what stamped them as the superpower of the world. That's what stamped them as gods to these other nations. You see? So that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth and the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of the miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image of the beast which had his wound by his sword and did live. Yes, so, hey man, the whole world has been deceived by those miracles. Those miracles is what? Their technology, you know? Things that, you know, before decades ago was thought of as science fiction, you know, as just, you know, something that, you know, people would think that, you know, it's a miracle. You have a whole computer in your hand, you know, and it's a phone at the same time. You can just look up stuff in real time. Yeah. You know? So the nations, they look at all the technology that's over here, and they look at Esau like he's really a god. Like, damn, this nigga really did it. He the first one to do it. You know? It says, and he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image of the beast which had a wound by his sword and did live. Yeah, so that's what they're saying right now. All the nations, the United Nations, the conglomerate, they all, you know, ready to give up all their their resources, their, you know, kingdoms to the beast to fulfill this New World Order agenda, the Great Reset. You see, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Yeah, so it's going to come upon a time where if you don't agree with what they're saying, it's going to be your death. If you don't agree with homosexual agenda and all of that, guess what? Death sentence. You know? You don't agree with this? Oh, death sentence. This is how they're going to put fear in people. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand on their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Yeah, so that mark, you know, when you look into it, you know, is going into what? Incisions, you know, a palisade, a stake. You know, matter of fact, real quick, it's a charagma. It says a stamp on a printed mark of the stamp mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. So yeah, if you take that chip, you an anti-Messiah. It says thing carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. Yeah, so it's gonna be kind of like a totem, just like how the king of Babylon, he had that image. He made it mandatory to worship the image, which was a golden statue of him. So that was a totem. So you basically worship the statue to worship that king. Well, guess what? That chip is a totem. You're gonna worship the elites through having that chip up in you. So you're basically saying that they're your lords and saviors, they're your authority, they're your masters. This is what taking a chip represents. You see? And it says from scratch etching, but when we go into the root word, it's karax, which is a pale stake or palisade, right? Which is what? A sharp, wood sharpened on both ends. Palisades, ramparts. When you watch ancient movies, they show you they had those palisades in wartime, where when the army was, enemy army was coming towards them, they was getting poked. If they had horsemen, the horses was getting stabbed by those woods. The men were getting stabbed by them, And they're also used as what's it called? As a fence, Like you got the white picket fence, that's a form of a stake or palisade. So basically, by taking a chip, you're saying that you're the property of the elites. You see? So it says, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their right hand on their foreheads. And this is what the article that we was reading is going into, right? Free and bond. The bond are now being made to take a chip to erase their consciousness and induce compliance. You see? Free and bond. So they're just using them as guinea pigs for now, but eventually it's going to be, something that's worldwide. You see? It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Yeah, so people are not going to be able to function without having this thing. You're not going to be able to go to the store and just offer cash. That's not going to work. It's going to be digital. And this is how they want it, because this is on the agenda. You see? It says, here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603.6. And that's going into what? The UPC barcode that's on all products worldwide. ESO invented it. This is how, trade is done, with those barcodes, man. So the chip, it comes with a barcode. So by you taking it, you basically saying that you're you're a product of the elites, pretty much, So, hey, man, watch out for that. You know what I'm saying? The elect, we know the Lord said what? He reserved 7,000 men that's not going to bow to Baal. So, hey, that's why brothers is out there, man, doing their thing, The apostles, they've been out there, warning, so that we don't get caught up in this thing and get destroyed when Yahushua returns, man. Last scripture, and then we can end it. This is Revelation 14. And what is it? Yep, 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark and his forehead on his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Yeah, so pretty much if you take this chip, your judgment is destruction by thermonuclear missiles, man, because that's what's coming. You see? So that was pretty much it on this, so I hope this was edifying. And with that, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim, Yashah, Bashim, Chakodash. Peace and double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS that give us this truth and all the spirituality. And salutations to all you occupation this word throughout the four corners of the earth in sincerity and the truth.